Prabhupada's stay in Paris at Fontenay-aux Temple in 1972 was in the month of August, if I recall correctly. And I had gotten first initiation earlier in the year. Prabhupada had given me the name Gauracandra Das. And I remember seeing the letter. It was Gauracandra space Das. And I had, and another devotee, Prabhava Vigraha Das, had opened up tried to open a little temple in Marseille. We'd done a lot of traveling Sankirtan from there, a little bit. And the devotees from Paris would come down, and Bhagavad had just come over from the United States to be GBC. And they thought it would, since Prabhupada was there, it'd be a good time for me to get second initiation. So I went to, I was told to go at Prabhupada's room, which was on the second floor. It was a little room, beautifully decorated. They decorated very nicely with great wallpaper. And I went and gave my obeisances. And Prabhupada taught me how to count on my fingers and repeat after him. They'd give me a little piece of paper, and it was a little bit different than the way he's pronouncing it, but I decided to pronounce it just the way he said it. And then he threw the Brahmin thread on me. Now, as temple commander, I didn't go on any morning walks until one day Bhagavan said, Gauracandra, Prabhu, you get to go on a morning walk today. I was ecstatic. So we got into the temple van, which was a relatively new Volkswagen van that some devotee just was a college student in the United States, in New York, had joined in Paris, and he decided to take his savings, buy the devotees a van. And I sat behind Srila Prabhupada, who sat in the front passenger seat. We got to the park in Paris, and we got out, and as we were taking the morning walk, I thought I better stand just a little bit in front of Prabhupada to protect him in case of, anybody with bad vibes or, or wants to attack, like I had a protective attitude. Prabhupada all of a sudden nudged me with his shoulder and indicated I should walk a little behind him. He's the guru, he'll protect me. When I realized that, I started walking a little bit back. He looked at me and he smiled. And then he started speaking. He said, I'm actually in my photograph, he said. When you see me in my photo, I'm actually there. He says, another thing, though, is when you dream of me, I am actually there. And I said, Jai Prabhupada. And he said, and then he emphasized, he stopped for a moment and he looked at me again, continued to walk, and he said, no, when you dream of me, I am actually there. And I said, Jai Prabhupada, with a little more emphasis as well. And he was happy. And as we walked a little bit, he said to me, he looked at the corner of his eye and he looked at me and he said, do you know what is sex? And I thought, oh my God, here I'm a brahmachari, and Prabhupada's asking me if I know what sex is. And I said, well, obviously he wants to tell me from the Vedic point of view what it is. And I said, I'm going to say no. And I said, no, Prabhupada. And he smiled really big. And because he could tell what I was thinking, that I was, that he wanted to explain, and I was trying to be receptive. And he said, sex is when a man and a woman exchange energy, not just on the physical level, but on the subtle level. It's not just physical, but it's on the subtle level. This exchange of subtle energy between the man and a woman attracts a third party who has a subtle body but needs a material body. Prabhupada looked at me and he said, there are many Brahmins and devotees and demigods who want to take birth in this movement. And then I was like, oh my God, I was Prabhupada, am I hearing what I think I'm hearing? Does Prabhupada want me to, have sex, have children? And my face turned, I could feel it turning beet red. It was so hot, I thought it was on fire. Prabhupada looked at me with a smile like I've never seen before. His eyes, they looked greenish. He looked at this smile and he was content and he kept walking. I was trying to hide behind him because I could feel my face turning beet red. I'm sure all the devotees walking behind us were looking at me. And as we were walking along, Prabhupada said, let's go over here. But at that time, I looked at my watch and I said, Prabhupada, we have a lot of service to do back at the temple. And I said, I'm temple commander. I think we should go now. Prabhupada stopped and he looked at me and all the devotees. And he said, oh, this is the temple commander we must do what he tells us. So we walked back to the van. Of course, later I realized we could have spent another half hour, an hour there getting the nectar. I didn't realize my faux pas. You know, Prabhupada he was just so merciful. He was just such a gentleman, kind-hearted. I realize now he might have been a little sarcastic. But I kick myself every time I think of that pastime of Prabhupada. I could have just kept my mouth shut, you know. But I was thinking, I had to do my service, you know, and this and that. My service was to serve Srila Prabhupada, but directly. I was right there. Can't believe it. Anyway, what are you going to do? Je anilo prema dana karuna prachu